A snapshot was just released, which is fantastic news, so let's cover all of the details inside of it. There is not a ton here with this new snapshot, but there are some nice additions. One that was sorely needed, so let's jump into it. So here we are inside of 19w44a. We're getting to the end of the year. Only 52 weeks in a year. We're at 44. It's kind of nice to know just based off the snapshot. In this little world I just created, it actually has a pretty cool spawn. I spawned right over there. Nice icebergs over here. You got your taiga. You can go get some foxes and some berry bushes and then get some ice. Looks like blue ice and compact ice. It's nice. It's very nice. So we're going to use this island right here to talk about the features in this snapshot. So right off the bat, there is a huge new feature, and this is very small, but it is going to change a lot, and I'm very, very glad that they have done it. Honey bottles now will stack. Before, you had to deal with them one at a time in your inventory. The fact that they will stack up to 16 is awesome. It is incredible. It makes getting honey so much easier. And of course, you can turn that honey into honey block. That's not new at all. But having these honey bottles stack is gigantic news. There is a new way to transfer your honey from your honey blocks back into the bottles. So you have your honey block, which you created with 4 honey bottles, and then you get the glass bottles back from that. And then if you put 4 honey bottles into the crafting grid, and it can be in any orientation, it doesn't matter. This is a craftless recipe, but you do need to have them each in a separate area of the grid. Then you can transfer your honey blocks back into the bottles and, you know, do whatever the heck you want with it, drink it or make it into potions or whatever. So that's kind of gross in a little way, because like, what if you have all this honey just sitting here on the grass? Disgusting, like onto dirt. You can put it on Pod's oil, which is basically poop, and then you pick it up off the ground, and then you put it back into a honey bottle. You might drink it. This seems not safe. And I'm just checking. Oh, look at that. So you could do that too. Look at that. Okay, so you could do a whole bunch of these bottles. Let's just get all that. Bam, wham, bam, bam, full of my inventory. That would have totally filled up my inventory before because of the fact that they don't stack. But now you just get a whole bunch of bottles. I love the fact that they stack now. That's really most of the big stuff. There are a ton of different bug fixes. You may have noticed, actually, in previous videos, I noticed this, that anytime you held grass in your hand, it wasn't the correct color. It was like this weird gray, which is the base color of the grass. It wasn't showing any type of biome color. There is a small improvement that they write as vertically moving particles are performing better when they collide with blocks. Now, the first vertically moving particle that I thought of is smoke. And smoke has always been a little bit weird when it collides with the blocks. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, especially if you get a non-full-size block. So if I was to put down a trapdoor, yeah. So they would sometimes like go halfway into the door, which was kind of annoying, but this looks a lot better. Now they are like really hitting the trapdoor correctly. We can put one underneath and see how that interacts. I think that I have some particles that are still living because of, they last a long time. But yeah, I gotta say, I would say right off the bat that this looks a little bit better. Oh yeah, and definitely, it looks like now once they hit a thing, their momentum has stopped and they go out sideways instead of continuing upward, which is what they would do. So in this situation where they would live a long time, where the particle's life is a long time, they would continue up. We can actually take a look at this in a previous version. So this is what I'm talking about, is anytime a particle lasts a long time and would hit the edge of a block like this, where it could scoot off eventually and take off, the smoke would continue to rise, and it would make kind of feel like, oh, that block's not doing its job. It's not actually stopping the smoke. And so now, as we saw just before in the previous snapshot, if it loses its vertical momentum, it just loses its vertical momentum and stays there, which I gotta say I really, really, really like. It makes that these blocks actually make sense and have, whoops, didn't mean to do that, have meaning, so that if it hits it at all, then it will achieve the correct output, which is to stop the particles from moving onward, which is great news. Another new change, and I really like this one, is that iron golems will now break based off of a ratio of their total hearts to their current hearts. So in a previous snapshot, they added this ability that whenever you hurt an iron golem a little bit, it sort of gets those cracks as if you were breaking a block. So you can see that it even has a sound effect of it breaking just a little bit. So you can kind of tell the health of this mob just by looking at it. Now before, that was based off of a straight heart ratio, like okay, once it loses so many hearts, 5 hearts, then it gets 1 crack, and if it loses another 5 hearts, it gets another crack, that sort of situation. Now it's a ratio, because if you were to use commands to make an iron golem with 1,000 hearts, well, it would still only crack after, say, the first, 3 or 5 or whatever it is that it used to be. So now it is a sliding scale. So if you give your iron golem either more or less hearts, then it will break according to how many maximum hearts that it can achieve, which is a much better solution than just having it coded in to be a static sort of situation. So that is a nice addition. Also, tons and tons and tons and tons of bugs have been fixed. Remember, this is the bug update, okay? Not just bees, but also all of the bugs in Minecraft. So I noticed a few, you can kind of tell how old a bug is based off of the number, the MC number. And there's some new ones and some old ones that were just introduced in the latest snapshots. The oldest one was 63-179. That was clouds move with the player. So apparently that's been fixed. It's kind of an older bug. So that's great. And then all the other ones seem like newer ones that were caused by the snapshot. Great to see that they're moving along with the snapshot. Just great. There you go. Now you've been updated on all the latest snapshot news for 19w44a. Cannot wait until 1.15 releases. Like I mentioned in the bug update, I want to see more bugs. Like, we got bees. When are we going to get ants and centipedes and flies? There's a lot of bugs out there. Mosquitoes, please. Oh my gosh, that would be a hostile mob. Suck your blood. That'd be horrible. Maybe not mosquitoes. All the other bugs but mosquitoes. And then bats can be used for something. They could actually eat the bugs. They're going to have to be bigger, because I don't think a bat versus a bee right now would make any sense. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this video a big old thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button for future tips, tricks, tutorials, and spotlights. And also leave a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on which bug you'd like to add into the game. See you next time. Bye!